Part 1. The Young Seeker. In a land far away, nestled between the towering mountains and the vast, shimmering sea, there existed a small, tranquil village. The village was a harmonious place where people lived simple, contented lives. The villagers worked the land, tending to their crops and livestock, and they wove intricate, colorful fabrics to adorn their modest homes. Generations of families resided in this village, passing down their wisdom, customs, and values. Among the village elders there lived a wise old man named Master Takeshi, who was highly revered for his vast knowledge and profound insight. He was known for imparting wisdom through stories and parables that revealed the hidden truths of life and offered guidance toward happiness and contentment. The villagers would often turn to Master Takeshi for advice, seeking answers to their deepest questions and concerns. One day, a young boy named Kaito approached Master Takeshi with a heart filled with curiosity and a mind teeming with questions. Kaito had heard tales of the wise old man's teachings and yearned to learn the secret to a happy life. Master Takeshi, seeing the sincerity in Kaito's eyes and the thirst for knowledge in his heart, agreed to share his wisdom with the boy. As dusk approached, Master Takeshi led Kaito to a serene pond hidden away in a peaceful grove. The pond was surrounded by ancient trees, their leaves rustling gently in the evening breeze. The water was as smooth as glass, reflecting the first shimmering stars of the night sky. The old man and the young boy sat down on the soft grass by the water's edge, and the wise elder began to speak. "Kaito, do you see the reflection of the moon on the pond's surface?" Master Takeshi asked, gesturing toward the water. Kaito gazed upon the moon's reflection, captivated by the delicate ripples that seemed to dance across the water's surface. "Yes, Master Takeshi, I see it," he replied, his curiosity piqued. As they sat by the pond, Master Takeshi began to share with Kaito the wisdom that had been passed down to him by his own teacher many years ago. He spoke of the nature of life and the human condition, illustrating his lessons through stories, metaphors, and allegories. For days, Master Takeshi and Kaito would meet by the pond, discussing life, happiness, and the path to inner contentment. Kaito listened intently to the old man's teachings, absorbing every word and pondering their meaning. Part 2. The Moon's Reflection. One evening, as they sat by the pond, Master Takeshi shared a particularly profound lesson with Kaito. "Kaito, look at the pond before us. Do you see the reflection of the moon on its surface? The moon is calm and steady, shining brightly in the darkness, and yet the water reflects it as a quivering, ever-changing image. The water's surface, though appearing calm, is influenced by the most delicate touch of the wind, by the smallest pebble thrown, and by the gentlest touch of a falling leaf. The moon's reflection on the water is a metaphor for our lives and the search for happiness." Kaito gazed upon the moon's reflection, intrigued by the old man's words. He urged Master Takeshi to continue, eager to understand the connection between the moon's reflection and the secret to happiness. In life, we often seek happiness and contentment outside of ourselves, believing that if only we could acquire certain material possessions, achieve a particular status, or find the perfect partner, then we would be happy. This is like trying to hold on to the ever-changing image of the moon on the water. Just as the reflection is influenced by the forces around it, our happiness, too, can be affected by the ever-changing circumstances of life. Kaito nodded slowly, beginning to grasp the old man's words. He could see how his own quest for happiness had been focused on acquiring things or seeking approval from others, rather than looking within himself. The secret to a truly happy life, Kaito, is not found in the pursuit of external things or circumstances, but rather in discovering contentment within yourself. The moon remains constant, even as its reflection wavers. Similarly, our inner happiness can remain steady amidst the turbulence of life's events. Master Takeshi paused, giving Kaito a moment to contemplate his words before continuing. "You must cultivate an inner peace and harmony, Kaito, by learning to accept the imperfections of life, embracing the beauty of change, and recognizing that all things are temporary. When you come to understand this, you will no longer chase after the elusive reflection of happiness, but instead find it within yourself, just as the moon shines brightly in the night sky." Kaito listened intently, his heart swelling with the newfound wisdom. the old man's words seemed to resonate within him, like the gentle strumming of a koto. As they sat in silence, Kaito felt a sense of calm and clarity wash over him. Part 3. The Path to Inner Contentment. Over the following months, Kaito dedicated himself to learning from Master Takeshi, practicing mindfulness, meditation, and other techniques to cultivate inner peace and harmony. Gradually, Kaito began to notice a change in himself. His once insatiable desire for material possessions and external validation faded, and in its place grew a deep sense of inner contentment. Years passed, and Kaito grew into a young man, strong and wise beyond his years. He embraced the teachings of Master Takeshi and continued to cultivate inner peace and harmony. Kaito became known throughout the village for his kindness, compassion, and the tranquil aura that seemed to surround him. One evening, as Kaito sat by the pond in quiet contemplation, he noticed a small boy hesitantly approaching him. The boy, named Haru, had heard of Kaito's wisdom and sought guidance in his own quest for happiness. Kaito smiled warmly, remembering his first encounter with Master Takeshi and the lessons he had learned. "Haru, do you see the moon's reflection on the pond?" Kaito asked, echoing the words once spoken to him by Master Takeshi. The boy nodded, his eyes wide with curiosity as he looked upon the shimmering image of the moon. "Life is like the moon's reflection on the water, ever-changing and influenced by the circumstances around us," Kaito began, sharing the wisdom that had been passed down to him. "True happiness cannot be found in external things or situations, but only within ourselves." As Kaito shared the teachings with Haru, he felt a deep sense of gratitude for Master Takeshi, who had guided him on his journey. Though Master Takeshi had passed away some years earlier, his wisdom lived on, continuing to touch the lives of those who sought it. Haru listened intently, just as Kaito had done many years ago, and the seeds of understanding were planted in his young heart. He too would come to embrace the wisdom of the moon's reflection, learning to cultivate inner peace and happiness. As the years went by, Kaito continued to share Master Takeshi's teachings with the people of the village, who in turn passed them on to their children and grandchildren. And so, the wisdom of the moon's reflection, the secret to a happy life, was lovingly carried through the generations, touching countless lives and guiding them toward inner contentment. The story of the moon's reflection became a cherished lesson, passed down from parent to child, teacher to student, and friend to friend. It served as a reminder that true happiness could not be found in the ever-changing world around them, but rather within the depths of their own hearts. In this way, the teachings of Master Takeshi and the wisdom of the moon's reflection spread like ripples on the pond, reaching far beyond the boundaries of the village. The story traveled to distant lands, inspiring people from all walks of life to seek inner happiness and contentment, and to cultivate a sense of peace and harmony in their own lives. As Kaito grew older, he continued to share the wisdom of the moon's reflection with all who sought it. He became a respected teacher, much like Master Takeshi before him, guiding others on their journey toward inner happiness. Kaito eventually took on a student of his own, a young girl named Ami, who demonstrated the same curiosity and thirst for knowledge that he had possessed as a child. Together, Kaito and Ami sat by the pond, the same pond where Kaito had first learned the wisdom of the moon's reflection. Kaito shared with Ami the teachings of Master Takeshi, weaving tales of life, happiness, and the path to inner contentment. Ami listened intently, her eyes filled with wonder and her heart open to the wisdom Kaito had to share. As the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the pond in a soft golden glow, Kaito and Ami continued to sit in quiet contemplation, their hearts swelling with the knowledge that the wisdom of the moon's reflection would live on, guiding countless generations to come. The story of the moon's reflection, a simple yet profound lesson, continued to serve as a gentle reminder of the true nature of happiness, found not in the world around us, but within the depths of our own hearts. Through the teachings of Master Takeshi, Kaito, and the countless others who shared their wisdom, the secret to a happy life was carried through time, illuminating the path to inner contentment and peace for all who sought it.